Welcome to Parents Make a Difference. I'm your host, Josiepv. Are you going through something that is stopping you from being the person and the parent that you want to be? If so, I encourage you to listen to the first episode with my guest today, Leslie Caldwell. In her first episode with us, she shares that after experiencing a loss of a child, a split up, going through poverty, and major health problems, her faith is what helps her to overcome. She is still able to truly enjoy life and her family. In today's bonus episode, she is going to share how her faith even helps her excel in her career. She attended the University of Toronto and went into the nursing field. But after losing her first child, she could not stay in that career. What career do you think she got into? Here is our bonus episode with Leslie Caldwell. This faith that you have, and this energy to believe there's always better things in store. I remember you sharing how you would, you ended up in fields that in a business field that you would never think you'd be in. I mean, maybe you can share a little bit of that with us.
Sure. As I said, my formal training was in the medical field, and then I ended up just literally quitting that because of Brett's passing. And I got very lucky and then probably something you don't know about. I wanted my son in cloth diapers. So I ended up sewing these diapers for him. And I was in a mom's group, and then the mothers were all asking for these diapers, and then their friends. And I had this rule that I had to sew 2 bobbins worth of diapers a day. That was my limit. And then I just put them in a briefcase, and I started going around and selling them to pharmacies in the neighborhood, local little IDA pharmacies. And the once again, fate, and I had put it out to God to please help me. And a pharmaceutical rep that was for one of the very largest pharmacies in Canada happened to buy my diapers for his daughter. And I got this call, and they said they would like to meet me. And I went there, and they over lunch, and they said, what do you want to do with your company? And I'm like, company? But I put on the professional face and said, I want to have enough money to buy a Miata. And the guy wrote it down, and he said, what color? And I said, well, any sports car has got to be red. And then like 2 days later, I get this call saying, Mrs. Caldwell, we've got your car. And I'm like, what? And they said, if you will come and work for us and, do these diapers, we bought you a Miata. And I remember my husband at the time said, men just don't buy you cars, Leslie. And I said, they bought me a Miata.
Oh my gosh.
And I went there, and there was this big red bow going right across the top of it. And I remember driving back to where he worked at the airport and honking my horn, and his jaw just fell. It's like, they bought me a car. They bought me a car. This was within 2 days. So
Wow.
this very, very large pharmaceutical company in Canada set me up. I had 2 factories. We bought hundreds of thousands and thousands of yards of cotton, and I designed these diapers. And I have actually, they were all across Canada. And I remember seeing my son going down on the side of a bus. There was my diapers advertised on a bus and on a bus shelter. And I have a picture of Demi Moore and Willis, that she had one of her children in her arms on the front of the Inquirer wearing my diapers. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I have made it. And I still have that Inquirer picture. And it was a picture about them, but I saw my label on her children's diapers. Yeah. So, that was just a fluke that once again, though, I start just making my son's diapers, and I end up with a national product in a campaign. And I was just so blessed I fell into that. So this has just been the way it has been. So I did the diapers because then I was a mom and I was just working from home, and that worked very well until Shelby came, and she was a preemie. And I couldn't even take her outside. She was so small, she just went blue. The doctor even came and did her vaccines at the house because she was such an early preemie. And so I had to just tell them I couldn't come back to work for the diapers because life had taken a turn and my baby needed me more. So I was at home with her, and as I say, a lot of the medical problems with a preemie, and I was a mom for many years. And when I had to go back to work, when all of a sudden I was a single mom and I didn't have the luxury of just being a mother, I had to get out and feed the kids because it hadn't gone well with him leaving. I fell into work that once again was in marketing, and I guess my background is people. Probably my life are people. And I took evening courses, I took college courses, and I have ended up just once again not moving laterally, moving upwards, getting amazing opportunities. And I did work in a marketing company that was for a major soup company, and that was absolutely amazing. And then I ended up going and I did the top 10, I'd say, food service companies, definitely for jams and spreads and that sort of thing. And then I ended up going and for a major bottling company here in North America, and had a director position there. And I look back and I think I don't have a university degree. I have a lot of on the job training and college courses, but I was very, very lucky to get positions that probably in a million years, if you had told me when I was 18 that I would be having that many people reporting into me and making big decisions in marketing for a national company, I would have been shocked because that wasn't where I was going. But I have always been looked after. I always feel like as I say, I'm in God's hands. I ask for direction. I ask for signs. Just let me know I'm on the right path. And the signs are there. If you open your eyes, I think it's like when you're driving down the road, the speed signs are constantly posted, but you actually don't notice them unless you're looking for them. Mm-hmm. I think you drive by them constantly and never see them. But if you're looking for what is the speed limit in this area, you'll see the speed limit sign. They are there. And I think you just have to feel it in your gut or watch for the signs or listen. But I think God is always speaking to you. It's just a matter of you noticing, or you listening, or you watching. I think it's all there. Yes. And then when you know you're not alone, sky's the limit. Like, really, sky's the limit.
You're right.
Because you know you're not alone, and there's always going to be a cushion to fall on. But I don't give my tree many branches. I have one branch up and I say, I want this. I need to do this. This is where I'm going. And I don't have a woulda, shoulda, coulda, a lot of different branches that it can go. I just very clear message, and that's where I go. And I don't know how I'm going to get there. And I don't know when I'm going to get there. I just know I'm going to get there. When I was using a food bank, and literally we had one bag of milk for the week. And when that one bag was gone, we drank water. It was and I don't think the kids knew how bad it was, but it was bad. But I always said, I'm going to be fine. I believe that this is a valley, but there's going to be a mountain coming. And everyone would look at me like, you're crazy. You don't know reality right now. You're probably worse off than anyone I know. But I kept saying, it's going to be fine. Life is going to be fine. It all evens out. I've got this dip now. That means there's a peak coming. And I don't know when, and I don't know how, but I just know I'm going to be okay. And I've always said, I just know I'm going to be okay. And when I put that out to the universe and I let God know that I know he's with me, I have been okay. Everything is more than okay. It's more than I could have ever asked for.
And God has opened doors that you could never open on your own. You have
100.
so blessed, and so many times over and over. You've had your obstacles, and they'll come again, but you will continuously be blessed. Your story is such an amazing story. It's such a unique story. Oh my God.
I believe I can. I think that's the difference. And I know I can because I know God's with me. It really is just an assertive sentence of, I know I can. I know I'll be fine. And it's that simple where I don't say it. I mean it. I believe it. I breathe it. I feel it. I know I'm going to be okay. The past has showed me that every time I've asked for help, it's always been there. So I don't doubt that it's going to always be there because I've never been let down.
I hope that the parents listening, that they try to get that energy that you have, that belief that you have, and those words that you tell yourself, and that passion to ask God to come into their lives to help them through anything and everything. There's nothing too big or too small. I love that saying, I can do all things in Jesus Christ who strengthens me, uh, because we can. We can. And I see that in you. I see that in you. I'm so thankful that Leslie had an opportunity to join us. Her story is truly inspiring. Don't allow your circumstances to hold you back or your children. Thank you for joining us. Remember, parents, you make a difference.